There is a common myth in scouting, and we often tell this to our brand new parents or our would be leaders. But I think it's time for us to put this myth to bed and promise to never use it again. But as always, before we dive into that, let's talk about this week's camp gear. This week's camp gear is rechargeable batteries. I use rechargeable batteries in my flashlights, in my lanterns, my Bluetooth speaker, on all kinds of things. And I prefer reusable batteries because one, it keeps batteries out of the landfill. And two, a Scout's thrifty. I can buy a reusable battery, and although yes, it will cost me more to start off with, it will last me longer than a non-reusable battery. But I carry more batteries than what I need. And let me explain. I carry batteries because, God forbid, a Scout's flashlight stop working. I mean, we've all had the Scout run up to us, Mr. Cherry, I don't have any batteries. Can you help me? Yeah, I got you covered. Now for those, I use disposable batteries. I'm not giving away my expensive batteries because I'm probably not going to see them again. So this week's camp hack is carrying both rechargeable and non-rechargeable batteries. Save yourself the hassle of having to worry about whether the Scout's going to bring your battery back. So we have this one myth in scouting. We all say it, and a lot of us use it as a tongue-in-cheek, ha 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 ha, funny. And that is, it's only 1 hour a week. We've all seen the patch. We commonly joke about it. But quite honestly, I think we should stop. And let me explain why. Some units are using this as a recruitment tool. Hey, it's not a lot of commitment. Just 1 hour a week, show up, run your DIN meeting, and it's minimal commitment. And guys, most of us seasoned scouters can tell you it's not. It's 1 hour a week per scout. And the only person that's hurting when we tell our future scout leaders that it's only an hour a week is the scouts. What we should be saying is it's not hard. Everyone can do it. When we start telling our future adult leaders that it's just an hour a week, we're setting them up for failure. They'll recognize that that meeting is not good, that the scouts are not having fun. And in turn, they're going to feel like they're a failure. In reality, they're not. We failed them as their leaders by setting them up that it's not a lot of commitment. So what ends up happening is the scouts aren't having fun, and then they're not having fun, so they quit. And we could have saved that leader if we'd have let them know that it's not just an hour a week, but it's a very rewarding experience to be a scout leader. Those scout leaders end up pulling their scouts. They get a bad taste in their mouth and holding animosity towards the committee because I didn't get any help, or it was harder than they let me on to believe. And then they pull their scouts and they start telling everyone else that their scouts didn't have fun. It's not a great program. It's not the program everyone thinks it is. So by setting them up for failure and telling them it doesn't take a lot, it's not a hard commitment, it's just 1 hour a week, they hurt, the scouts hurt, and then eventually the whole program hurts. Okay, Mark, I get it. We shouldn't use it's 1 hour a week. Even though we mean it as a joke, they may not get the joke. So what should we say? They're going to have all kinds of excuses. So what do? Okay, so let's throw out some of those excuses. Number one, now, I don't know anything about how to do that. That's okay. There's plenty of resources. There's lots of training that you can do that you can usually do in a weekend. BSA.org has a lot of supplemental training and a lot of guides to help new leaders like yourself. And the YouTube has got a lot of third-party resources. Nah, I wasn't a scout as a youth. That's okay. Scouting isn't a requirement to be a leader. In fact, a lot of leaders weren't scouts themselves. And every leader was once not a leader. They showed up just like you did tonight. I don't want to make a mistake and mess the whole thing up. That's okay. I'll be there to help you. In scouting, we call it EDGE. It's explain, demonstrate, guide, enable. It's a process we use to teach people new skills. And like I said, there's a lot of training. Eventually, you'll know more than I do. Now, this is more of a scout thing. Oh no, there are a lot of things just for leaders. This is the best program for volunteers. You get as much as you put in it. No, isn't this more of a youth thing? No. A lot of my greatest adventures have been in scouting. I mean, just the other weekend, I was canoeing down the river. And then next weekend, we're going to go rock climbing. And the next month, we're going backpacking for 50 miles. So, I know we like to use the words, it's just 1 hour a week, it's no big deal. And we kind of mean it as a joke, especially amongst us leaders. And if we're already bought in and we drink the Kool-Aid, then yeah, use it. But we got to be careful about who we're telling it's just an hour a week. A lot of these new volunteers are thinking there's not a lot of commitment to this. And I can make my den meetings Sunday night or the night before, or plan it during my lunch the day of. And the problem is the scouts see it. And they recognize that we're not having fun. And then our retention suffers. And those scouts don't get the best program they possibly can. And we could have prevented it by letting them know that, yes, it's not just an hour a week. You'll get as much out of it as you put into it. But quite honestly, there's no other organization that comes close to having fun and enjoying yourself. And all you've got to do is commit more than just 1 hour a week. I'm sorry this seems like a soapbox episode. But I hear a lot of leaders telling potential leaders that it's just a little commitment. You just got to show up. And quite honestly, the scouts are going to suffer for that. So you're probably not telling them that it's just 1 hour a week. But the point is we have to put more into the program. Put as much as you can into it, and then the scouts will have more fun. Start off when they're lions and make everything a game. And then as they progress through their ranks, find ways that they can learn and have fun at the same time. And in turn, what's going to happen is those scouts, when they get into the troop and they're the leaders, they're already accustomed to having fun. This is a game with a purpose. And if you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. So I've been searching the internet looking for good quality dad jokes, and a lot of them fall short. So I need some help. Put your best dad jokes down in the comments below, and I read every comment. So who knows? I could be using your dad joke in the next episode. So we're going to use the 2 that I found, and I hope you get a chuckle out of them. I saw a burglar kicking in his door the other day. He must be working from home. Tomorrow, me and my son are getting glasses. After that, we'll see. So I thought instead of today's Cub Master Scoutmaster Minute, I would offer advice for those new Cub Masters and new Scoutmasters. And that is, don't memorize your minute. Instead, memorize the outline. And you'll probably mess it up, but they probably won't have heard it. But as long as you don't fumble over your words, you're golden. Remember the outline, remember the moral of the story, and you can kind of sort of make it up on spot. And there's nothing wrong with that. Heck, some of my greatest Cub Master minutes I literally made up as I was walking up to the front. Just ran out of time, got busy doing other things, and make one up about putting in extra effort, or never give up, or the journey of 1,000 steps begins at the first step. All of them. Just make one up, but remember the outline. Don't remember the individual words. And that is my Scoutmaster Minute. So if you like today's episode, go ahead and hit that one there. And if you're brand new here, go ahead and click that one and binge watch all of them. And as always, guys, go out, have fun, and don't forget to scout on purpose.